What's up, my horse lovers? It's the Horse Reactor here, and I am back for another reaction. And this time, we are once again returning to Carly Kaser. This is Seattle Slew. So, we've learned about the first 9 Triple Crown winners. Now we're on Triple Crown winner number 10. I tried to do this earlier, except when I was saying my closing thoughts, my mom decided to interrupt. So I had no choice but to do a second take on it. Much like, well, not ready to react to that yet. So much like Secretariats and Affirms, when I get to it. Well, Affirm is going to be the last Triple Crown winner that we're going to watch from here, like in a documentary. The videos are getting like to like 9 minutes long. So hopefully no ads pop up again like when I reacted to Secretariat, or when I was recording my reaction to it. Because, you know, the ads are annoying. Also, the video is 9 minutes and 9 seconds long. Also, we're going to see Affirmed in this video. When I reacted to it the first time, before when I was interrupted, it showed Affirmed, even though we're supposed to see him in the next reaction. But I don't care. We're still going to see them either way. Seattle Slew had something in common with Justify. Before I get to the reaction, I just want to say that. And that is both going into the Triple Crown undefeated, except one never ran as a 2-year-old. So anyways, without any other further ado, with it 9 minutes and 9 seconds long, and I'm 2 minutes into my video, let's just get to it in 3, 2, 1, play.
We're at Three Chimneys Farm in Midway, Kentucky, and this is Seattle's Slew, still at age 14, perhaps the greatest Cinderella story of the turf. Story has been told so many times of how Karen and Mickey Taylor bought him as a yearling for $17,500.
That much?
Today, well, he's almost priceless. Unusual among the Triple Crown winners in that he was the first horse ever to go through the entire Triple Crown as an undefeated horse. The Taylors went to a Kentucky yearling sale with their friend and advisor, the veterinarian Dr. Jim Hill. Dr. Hill selected a dark brown colt by Bold Reasoning, who was a grandson of Secretariat sire Bold Ruler. They named him Seattle Slew, but at the Moncton, Maryland farm, where he got his early training from Billy Turner, they called him Baby Huey, after a clumsy but lovable comic strip character. He was clumsy. That and a minor injury prevented him from racing until September of 1976. Turner thought he had a good one, though. Slew won 2 races, then was sent into the Champagne Stakes as the favorite. He broke fast, went to the front and stayed there, winning the race by 9 3/4 lengths in the fastest mile ever run by a 2-year-old. He was turned out for the winner and named 2-year-old champion, coming back in an allowance race at Hialeah in early March. He won the 7-furlong race by 9 lengths. His insurance was increased from $2 million to $3.5 million.
Damn, that's a lot of money.
His jockey was the Frenchman Jean Cruguet. Man and horse seemed ideally suited. The first big race of the season was the Flamingo, and Slew made it look like an easy workout. After taking the lead on the clubhouse turn, he stretched it to 10 lengths before Cruguet got him to ease up. Turner didn't want him going too fast, so the lead dwindled to 4 lengths at the finish.
Well, at least he still won.
Fastest time in 48 Flamingos at Hialeah. Turner continued his careful preparations and slowly got his colt ready for the Wood Memorial. 2 weeks before the Derby, Seattle Slew got his final test before his date with Destiny in Kentucky. It was the Wood Memorial at Aqueduct in New York, the race where Secretariat had finished 3rd before going on to the Triple Crown. Again, he made it look easy. After opening up a 6-length lead, he again was eased under Turner's instructions to a 3.5-length win. The dark brown colt was ready for Churchill Downs. Churchill Downs, under the Twin Spires, America's greatest horse race, and the favorite at 1-2 odds was the $17,500 bargain basement colt. Turner still was training the colt carefully with slow workouts. He was the most
it
lightly
was.
raced animal in the field. There was some concern when Slew seemed to wash out in the crowded Churchill Downs paddock, a bad sign. But that was nothing compared to what would
was
happen
that?
on the start. Now, Slew was number 3.
Okay.
Watch, he came up high and sideways to the right, nearly unseating jockey Kruger. The field was gone by the time he straightened out. But Kruger went after the others immediately. Watch
Good thing he did.
Gold silks as he finds himself behind a wall of horses, then begins to shoulder his way through, bumping another horse in the process. Remarkably, within a quarter of a mile, he was in second place behind For the Moment. The half mile was a swift 45 4/5. Chick Anderson called the finish.
Let's listen to it.
Seattle Slew moving away. Now opens 2.5. Run Dusty Run driving up on the outside into second. Steve's friend. Here's Sanhedrin now closing also along the inside. Coming to the wire. Seattle Slew opens into 4 lengths.
Seattle Slew now had proved that he could overcome adversity and that he could stay the distance of 1.25 miles even after he had been used severely.
Yeah, well, can he go a mile and
Billy
3/16
Turner
in the
was ready to praise
Preakness?
He broke slowly. He was shut off immediately. He had to overcome adversity, and then
He
he
did.
went on to do what he's supposed to do, and this is a sign of a racehorse.
The horses were saddled in the infield for the Preakness, and as Kruger climbed
As they always
aboard,
are.
Seattle Slew was a 2-5 favorite. Only 2 of the Derby horses were there. One was the runner-up, Run Dusty Run.
And the other
Slew
was
got off to
Seattle
a
Slew.
decent start this time and ran head-to-head with Cormorant for the first 7 furlongs. Also in the field was the 2-year-old champion of England from the previous year, J.O.
Oh.
Tobin. He was third choice, but never threatened.
J.O. Tobin? Never heard of that name.
Run Dusty Run was 6 lengths behind at the turn. The mile
Was
was the
he?
fastest ever in the Preakness, and the final time would be the second fastest official time. One more leg of the Triple Crown to go, and Seattle Slew still was unbeaten in his career. On to Belmont. 71,000, the second largest crowd in Belmont history, came out to watch Seattle Slew try to become the first ever to win the Triple
Slew him,
Crown
Slew.
while unbeaten in his career. He would have 7 opponents. The track was muddy as they started the long run around the Belmont 1.5-mile track. Slew had never run on an off-track before.
Not
Didn't
till
bother
then.
him. He took the lead in the first quarter. By the stretch, it was evident that this was no contest. Kruger piloted his mount home smoothly, and as you'll see, gave a gesture of victory as he came to the wire. The Triple Crown was won. The owners wanted their horse to run on the West Coast. Billy Turner resisted strongly, but the Taylors insisted. There was a serious break between them. Turner went, but he didn't like it.
Why?
The trainer's judgment was borne out when Seattle Slew was soundly beaten. J.O. Tobin, who had disappointed in the Preakness, gave the Triple Crown winner his first loss by more than 16 lengths. It would be Slew's last race as a 3-year-old and Turner's last race as his trainer. He was fired by the Taylors and their
What?
partners, the Hills. The rift couldn't be repaired. It was public and acrimonious. They looked around for a new trainer and came up with a young man named Doug Peterson. It would be his job to prepare the colt for a 4-year-old campaign, but Seattle Slew came down with a life-threatening virus, and it looked like his career might be over. He raced and
He
won
came
the
down
next
with a
day, then
virus?
was off again for
Damn.
another 3 months. Finally, in September, he was ready for a big race, the Patterson Handicap, under the lights. He looked like the old Slew at the start, quickly
but was
taking
he?
the lead from the outside post. He looked like the old Slew, but was he? Was his
I don't know.
stamina what it once was?
I don't
Well,
know.
Not yet, it wasn't. He fought down the stretch with Dr. Patches, ridden by Angel Cordero, and looked like a winner for a few moments. but
Didn't
he couldn't
Angel
quite make it.
Cordero ride
Still, he
Seattle
had a
Slew
tough
as
race in
well?
him now, and he was schooled for the big Marlboro Cup.
That was a race created for Secretariat, as I said in the last video.
What drama. Angel Cordero, who had beaten him in the Patterson, now the new jockey for Seattle Slew on the comeback trail, going against the teenage hero Steve Cawthon. And Las Barreras, affirmed. It was the first
We're
meeting
supposed to see him in
history
the next
between
video.
2 Triple Crown winners. Cordero, the world's best at stealing races in the early going, bolted Slew out of the starting gate. The only question was whether he could last the race.
And did he?
Everyone wondered. Well, he could last, all right.
3/4 at 10-1, and it's Seattle Slew holding the lead in the center of the racetrack. He's made it 3.5 lengths. Affirmed is taking up the chase on the inside, but it's still Seattle Slew's holding on. Nearing the finish, Seattle Slew has it by 4. Affirmed, Fireback, Nasty, and Bold.
So the two
So
Triple
the
Crown
old champ
winners
was back.
finished
He put
1-2.
this year's Triple Crown winner in his place. But there was more work ahead. 2 weeks
What do you mean?
later, he won the Woodward easily over the European champ Exceller. Then there would be a rematch with Affirmed in the Jockey Club Gold Cup. Again, he was facing Affirmed and Exceller.
Did he win?
When Seattle Slew shot out of the gate, Affirmed went right with him, but the battle didn't last too long. They battled through 6 furlongs in suicidal fractions. But then Affirmed's saddle slipped and he dropped back. The real
To what?
challenger at the
Last?
belt would be Exceller. Slew took a big lead and looked unbeatable, but Exceller put on a memorable rally, and by the stretch,
Seattle
the two
Slew
were
win?
engaged in a duel that racing people still talk about. Exceller took the lead, but Seattle Slew summoned up another run from somewhere, and they sped toward the wire together.
Did he win?
In the end, it was Exceller by a nose.
Damn!
After one more victory in the Stuyvesant Handicap, carrying 134 pounds, Seattle Slew was retired. As a sire, he has been a great one. Some of his progeny, Swale and Landalucia.
I didn't know Swale was his son.
First he stood at Spendthrift Farm, later was moved to Three Chimneys. He became the most expensive stallion of all time, and each morning he has a chance to recall the good old days. He's ridden under tack, an unusual procedure for a stallion. And as he lopes along, you must wonder if his mind sees the long stretch at Churchill Downs upon occasion. If he
It probably
recalls
does.
the cheering thousands who urged him on as he sucks in the clean Kentucky morning air at Three Chimneys. Here he lives like a king.
And he's earned it. Hey, we said that at the same time. Okay. So, now I can give my closing thoughts without being interrupted. So, anyways, that was Seattle Slew. 10 down and 1 Triple Crown. 10 Triple Crown winners down, 1 Triple Crown winner left. Well, before American Pharaoh and Justify. Except there was no documentaries on American Pharaoh or Justify when Jewels of the Triple Crown was out, because by then it was like impossible to win the Triple Crown. These days it kind of is back to being impossible, because no horse since Justify has won the Triple Crown. But anyways, Seattle Slew was one tough thoroughbred. And once again, I have his horseshoe. I also have I forgot to mention this, but I have Secretariat's horseshoe as well as, I think, Affirmed. I gotta look. I know I have American Pharaoh. I gotta see who else I have. But anyways, Seattle Slew was not that... Seattle Slew was a great thoroughbred horse. Before him, no Triple Crown winner stayed undefeated to win the Triple Crown. They all been beaten, including Secretariat. And who knows? Well, who knows if Affirmed was beat in a few races before the Triple Crown. We'll get to Affirmed another time, because, well, I gotta see when I can do his. Speaking of his, I see it right here. It's underneath the Secretariat video. Anyways, after Affirmed, we got Swale, who I did not know that Seattle Slew was his father. And we got Spectacular Bid and Swale. So 3 more documentaries. Well, I think Swale's a documentary. I don't know. I got to check in my spare time. Anyways, that's going to be it for this reaction. So please leave a like down below. Most importantly, copy the name of the video I reacted to and search it up in the search bar so you guys could see the video for yourself without having me talk over it. And click over here to subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.